Boys and welcome to Things Invest. Talk about investing, finance, and for short women. For today's terms only, the investment on the top today would be Ethereum ticker ETH. I know it's my second video that I'm posting again today. With respect to Ethereum, on recording of 4:06 p.m. on Eastern Time, current trading $3,142, that about 3.69% so far. And respect to the whole crypto and equity market today, we have experiencing a relatively sizable sell-off with respect to the Taliban taking over Afghanistan news that got picked up earlier yesterday, and also obviously has subsequently percolated today as well. With a mixture of positive news that's been percolating on the crypto front, specifically around Ethereum, right? And just to keep tabs on the media front, right? I've been recording and collecting news for the last, I would say, 6 hours so far, ever since my lunch break. Respect to the first one on Bitcoiners about 7 minutes ago that released, talking about NFT gorillas, which obviously is an NFT, earns about 90,000 worth of Ethereum per minute, right? Obviously with the London fork debut on the 2.0. Definitely another stamp of approval with the more commercialization of adoption, stem from this NFT popularization that we've been experiencing so far. Another news that got picked up about an hour ago with respect to Decrypt on these depictions around TikTok, mixing it up with Ethereum by tapping into a first streaming partner called Audius, which is a decentralized blockchain-based streaming music company. Right, another stamp of approval from another tech giant, which is good for us as Ethereum holders or long-term investors, if you may. And then the one, these are name drops again, with respect to Bitcoiners, came out with an article 2 hours ago, talk about Microsoft and Alibaba using Ethereum against piracy. Okay, we heard on the news earlier today about Microsoft. It seems like Alibaba is in the equation at the same time now. And then another article that came out about 5 hours ago from Bazinga, and this article is another just position news comparing both Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the verbiage is really talking about how Ethereum is already flipping the switch on Bitcoin, being the leading crypto asset in the ecosystem now. So I think this could be another hype article, and I think the verbiage that I read so far is a little bit premature, I would say, but another positive news if you are an Ethereum holder, obviously. So I think collectively, despite the negative news, obviously from the most macro perspective, the Taliban takeover news, we have a collection of relatively positive news. Despite all of that, we're still struggling to get above the level that we've identified so far. We are currently at the comfort level, 3,150, which is the level that we've been talking about for the last, 10 videos so far. Right, so I'm going to go through a technical analysis. Seems like the MACD line is really crossing now. So I do foresee a sell-off coming. So we want to take a look at that momentum, and with respect to the trends that we will foreshadow going forward, is this a confirmed sell-off that we're going to be seeing going forward, or are we going to see more of a dead cat bounce or some sort of surge coming? So stay tuned, stick around, let's make some money. Right, so moving on to the technical analysis for Ethereum ticker ETH, I'm recording this at 4:16 p.m. on Eastern Time, currently trading $3,160, down about 3.11% so far. You can see that with respect to the sell-off that we've had today, we sold out all the way from today's high of $3,313, hit all-time low at the $3,134, but subsequently rebounded because of the rebound that we subsequently also had on the equity side, right? So it seems like with respect to the technical analysis perspective, the MACD is definitely forming. You can see how close we are slowly fusing together. The proximity between the lines are very comparable to the lines that were formed historically. Also on top of the fact that RSI is highly overbought right now, so I do foresee a sell-off coming, and I think the technical is indicating that direction coming. So with respect to the next level that we ideally would test to, and I think we try to, but because of the rebound and how that anti-correlates with the equity market, it subsequently rebound to get us back to the comfort level, right? Again, the 3,150 is a comfort level, a substantive resistance zone that we've identified, right? The 3,000, again, is a flat number that people just look at because it's an easy number psychologically to buy at. But it's not really a substantive one if you look at the chart, right? So I think the likelihood of actually getting back down below 3,000 is likely, and I think most likely we'll get down to the 2,750 and test that level first, right? But I do foresee the sell-off to be a little bit more severe to get down to 2,450, which is the level that I would start incurring buying activities here. I'll buy a little bit in 2,750. I'll buy a little bit more at 2,450. Do we see 2,150? I think the likelihood might be, because we ultimately to go through the whole oscillation of the cycle. On top of the fact we need to cool down the RSI completely to get us back down. But we've been kind of percolating on a sideways fashion, so the normalization is not going to get as low as below like the 1750 again. That's just some basic knowledge of logics, right? So with respect to the level that ideally want to be calling as a new bottom would be 2,450, which I think makes sense, right? Because of the oscillations that we've had on a sideways fashion and the continuous oscillations that we've had on a sideways fashion at the current level right now. Right, so those are the levels that I'll be watching out for, and especially with respect to the end of August, we'll have that the Jackson Hole speech coming from Jerome Powell. We'll learn a little bit more about the quantitative tightening and the tapering plan going forward, and how that would kind of anti-correlate and either drag up or drag down the crypto market as a whole. Right, so another catalyst we need to watch out for, and I think we are basically 2 weeks out from now. Right. So these are the levels that would be risk mitigating. These are the levels I'll be staying within the patterns. Just to recap on numbers and technical analysis, with respect to current level 3,150, it's a cushion, but it's not a substantive level that we can sustain for a long time. Because of the MACD and RSI perspective, it is still really overbought on a daily perspective, right? So ideally, we want to get back down a little bit more to incentivize the whales and public investors to buy in more, to create the rally that we want to incur in the subsequent days and weeks coming, right? So with respect to the level that ideally want to be dollar cost averaging, for me would be 2,750 and 2,450. I'll start chipping away at the level of 2,750, but I'll incur more. I would say significantly more, the 2,450. If we get down even to the 2,150 to complete the whole oscillation, I'll start, buying in severely, right? And with respect to the 12-month price target, which is basically June next year, in 2022, 9,800, 3.3 times your money if you buy the $3,000 level. So that's it for today. Respect my technical analysis on the Ethereum ticket ETH. Hopefully this is helpful into giving you that clarity, that transparency that you're looking for. So I have just one last meeting before I relax for the day, I guess. But I really appreciate you, and feel free to give me a shout if you have any questions, and stay tuned for this coming up. Take care. Bye.